What's going on, everyone? It's time for another thriller film review. Today we're going to be talking about The Hitcher, the remake. It was released by Rogue Pictures June 19th, 2007. It's produced by Michael Bay, Andrew Form, and Brad Fuller, the owners of Platinum Dunes. And, it was written by Eric Reed, Jake Wade Wassel, and Eric Burnett. And it was directed by Dave Meyers, who's also done films like Foolish, Miss America, The Grateful Dead movie, and It Rarely Stops. This had a box office earnings of $25.4 million, and as far as I know, it broke even, but still, it wasn't the big success they're hoping for. This was at the tail end of Platinum Dunes' crazy classic horror film remake trend that the Amityville Horror kicked off, or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then it was the Amityville Horror. And then it just snowballed from there. We had the Friday the 13th. And then we had A Nightmare on Elm Street, that colossal failure. And then now this one. And, well, this one came out before that, but yeah. So The Hitcher is a story of a college couple going on a vacation getaway, a nice road trip, and they go, and then during a rainstorm, they accidentally almost hit someone with a broke down car, and later on, they go to a gas station, they run into him and offer him a ride to where he needs to go. But little do they know, who they're picking up is not who he seems to be. He is actually a homicidal killer, and and it tortures them and basically torments them into doing crazy stuff, and just he really wants to control these people. And it goes from a horror thrillerish type film to a full-blown action thriller where as the story progresses, he basically they try to get away from him, and then they end up going on the run from the cops, where the cops are sort of trying to hunt them down, and the killer's trying to hunt them down. It turns into this colossal cat and mouse game with the cops and the killer. Overall, this film was actually pretty well done. It's good production values and stuff like that. It was a high budget film, so you could definitely see the crispness of it, and the action scenes are really well done and choreographed and everything, and the acting is actually pretty good in this movie. I was pretty impressed with it. There's a lot of good tension scenes and everything like that with the story, and the characters that they convey a lot of emotion and stuff in those scenes, and it's actually one of the better parts of this remake. I found this remake to be a pretty decent one. I haven't seen the original though, so I can't really compare the two yet, this one definitely had a lot more action elements to it. It has at the beginning it has a little bit of horror tension and stuff, but this is more of a thriller, I find, than an actual horror film. And just the way it goes, and the cat and mouse gameplays and stuff like that, it always keeps you guessing, which is good. The music and stuff's pretty good too in this film. It kind of complements it, and doesn't go overboard with the soundtrack or anything like that. And like I said, the cinematography and everything was pretty well done. There is some odd spotty CG in it, but I think that's just dated CG. There's just small things, in the opening credits there's clearly a CG bunny goes and gets hit by a car. But what a way to open up a movie. It's just a very ruthless, brutal thriller. The killer really gives it his all, and to take out this young couple, and leaves a trail of bodies in his wake too and stuff. Overall, I thought this was an entertaining film. It's definitely no big film to gripe about or anything like that. It's not a bad remake. There's way worse ones out there, the April Fool's Day remake or Nightmare on Elm Street remake. Those ones are terrible. So this one's middle of the road, I'd say, with them. It definitely has the Michael Bay touch to it. He was one of the producers, and that's final say and stuff. So we could definitely see, and it has the Platinum Dunes gritty look to it and stuff, just like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake and things like that. But overall, I thought this film was entertaining. It's a good one. Some of the characters are not really well fleshed out, but yeah, for the most part, it was entertaining at least. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty decent remake. There's not much really to complain about, so yeah, with that, I'm gonna give The Hitcher a 3.5 out of 5. It's more like just a good popcorn flick than an actual something inventive and reinventing the genre or anything like that. So yeah, but overall, it's still a decent film, I thought. So if you want to check it out, or if it sounds like something you're interested in, you want to check it out. Trailer's linked down below, like always. Also linked down below is my Instagram. That's where I always post clips of films I'm review in the future. All my stories. I have the film title and hashtag and subject on the film hashtag, so you're aware of it. Also, my Letterbox is linked down below. That's where I post my first rating right after watching the films. Yeah, so follow me on one of those two platforms. Stay in the loop with this channel. Like this video, share it so more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any. If you have any other films or film franchise in any genre that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below too. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. So yeah, and don't forget to subscribe, because hopefully we find something weird, obscure, and on that you never thought of checking out together. So, I'm not like this. Or so you hear my opinions on popular films and classic films as well, and other things. So make sure you subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell, because we got another thriller coming up and that's the really dark film, The Killer Inside Me. I'm gonna check that out and give my opinions on that in the next review. So make sure you ring that bell and tune in then. But for now, that's it for this one. So it's a pretty decent remake. Yeah, check it out if you haven't seen it. I thought it was pretty good. It's good for, like, don't expect a lot of horror. I know it's classified as a horror film, but it's more of a action thriller. So yeah, but yeah, it's still a decent film. So yeah, but watch out for all those crazy hitchhikers out there that are probably homicidal maniacs, and I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.